Hello everyone, this is a video lecture for Algebra 1314, Section 84, where I almost mess up all the math. No, not here, I was talking about the last one right there actually, so, okay, we got words to fill in. Oh man, I didn't do any of that on my workbook, just me and words. Okay, a system of two nonlinear equations is called a what? I don't know, but we're going to solve. So, okay. The only difference between this and the last section is sometimes you'll have these little squares. It's an x squared, a y squared, or something like that. They could add a little bit more interesting things in there, but this is just, the basics today and for the whole class. So they want us to solve, and it says by one of the methods previous in the previous section. Desmos. So yeah, I'm going to do Desmos again. And what we're encountering is multiple solutions because the graphs are not just two lines, okay? So multiple solutions. And that's it. We're done. There's a big box, and you put in your two answers, and you're done. Now, I do want to graph it also, just so that you can kind of get the feel of it. Like, oh, he's doing something neat now. All right, there you go. So this one here was 0, 1, 4, 17. I want to solve this by hand because I did it by hand on my workbook and I feel the need. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to solve for this y by moving it over and move the 1 over so that I got y is equal to 4x plus 1. And then I'm going to plug that in right here. So then x squared is equal to y minus 1. Combine these like terms, and I got x squared is equal to 4x. I mean, basically, they just cancel. So this is where I would mess up all of the time, and I messed up all the way through up until graduate school with this. I would cancel one of my x's, and that is not what you're supposed to be doing. Do not do that. Instead, you move it over, and then you factor an x out. And so then we got two answers. Whenever there's the x all by himself, it's a 0. And here we have 4. So then 0 and 4. Okay, so here we go. I got 0. I got 4. What I'm going to do is plug them back into like this equation right there. So then y is equal to 4 times 0 plus 1. Y is equal to 1 on this side. 4 times 4 plus 1. Y is equal to 17. And so there's my 2 points. And we're done. Ta-da! That was it. What does this look like graphically? There you go. So, not too bad in the end. We can do it like what we always did. Or we could just use Desmos. It says solve the system. Does that look pretty? Come on, go ahead and start solving. I'll wait. No, I ain't. You can hit pause if you want. I mean, that's fine. Pause the video and attempt to do this problem on your own. I'll wait. Are you done? Well, here's my answers. Let's graph this thing. So there's like this circle dude going on, and then there's this line thing going. Sound effects included. And what I got is not what I was thinking. Don't be too scared away with that decimal. We got one of them is an integer, and so that's really easy. We already know the answer for that one. But what about these decimals? Well, they're not crazy decimals. They're like regular decimals. So we got 0.2, and we got 0.2. We got 3.6, and fraction action. There you go. So yeah, that's not hard. In fact, I would just do that. So yeah, we're done. So 1/5, 18 over 5. There it is. I mean, I don't want to have to do all these by hand because you ain't gonna do them by hand anyways. In my workbook, I did not do them by hand. I mean, you got Desmos for your exams. Just do that. So cool. Do it again to solve the system. You want to solve that by hand? Come on, guys. I'll wait for you. If you press pause, it's really not worth it. It's just not worth it, okay? You're going to struggle. I struggle. Nobody wants to do that stuff, okay? That's why we got Desmos anyways. So there's two ellipses, and they're touching at these 4 points. I mean, if you can see, like, if you zoom in, there's, like, the black is below, and now the black is above, so that's how they touched on those points. So it's like two ellipses. I'm going to exaggerate that a lot. Oops, not that one, this one. I'm going to exaggerate that a lot when I draw my picture, but basically we have one that's doing this, and one that's doing this, and then they're touching at these points here. And so that's at the 3s and the 2s. That's a positive 3, negative 2. Okay, and there you go. In my math lab, you have to write each one of them out. And you might be thinking, oh, that's just so much work. Okay, I'm staring you in the eyes. Is that really that much work? Or did you want to do it by hand? Just type it out. It'll be fine. Okay? Just type it out. Next one. Solve. Desmos. For my Algebra 1414 class, I'm not allowed to use Desmos, so they get to do all this stuff by hand. Isn't that fun for them? But you chose this class where we get to use Desmos. I don't know. Doesn't that look like one of them, you know, like the symbols for the planets and stuff like that? I don't know. Those look kind of funny. Like with Mars and Venus and all that kind of stuff. Okay. So 0, 5. There's only one point where they're touching, and that's it. That's it. There's no other math to do here. That was it. Keep moving. Okay. When we're talking about sentences, we have to like translate these into like math phrases and stuff. Oh wow, this is the last one. So here we go. The difference between. So hold on. That means subtraction of two things. Okay. So we're like subtracting two things. The squares of two numbers. So what they're trying to say is x squared and y squared equals 5. Okay, is 5. Twice the square of the second number. Okay, hold on. That means like twice this guy. Subtracted from, so it means like it's on this side of it. 3 times the square of the first number. So they're trying to say 3x squared is 19. I guess. Now, you don't need those parentheses, obviously. I was just making a point. Or a couple of points. That was a joke. It's a math joke. Okay. So we got these two hyperbolas. And again, I'm going to over-exaggerate them so that you see my points that I need. And there you go. We had points very similar to this on the last one, didn't we? Or the one before that. It's always the 3s and 2s. Okay, good enough, good enough. Okay, cool. There it is. So, yeah, I don't know what else to do there because we're done. We're done with that. We're going to move on to the next chapter, which is combined with Chapter 8, so it's all kind of the same stuff. Thank you very much. Have a great day.